Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to those joining us on Zoom and also those watching the live stream on YouTube or the recording. So I just want to start by saying that I may end a little early today because I'm here in Portugal and there are some wildfires happening not that far away from me. At the moment, and so I'm kind of watching the progress, but it is a little, a little scary. So I'm not 100% on today as usual, but I just wanted to come on at least for a little bit, and yeah, at least meet in silence together, and then let's see, maybe a little more. Yeah. Mm. And yeah, our theme today is supposed to be do you really want to wake up? But right now, I'm not sure if I'm going to speak about that. Let's see. Yeah, as we were listening to the music, I was just feeling into for myself, what felt true for me to push on ahead and speak about the theme that I'm supposed to speak about, or to be true to what is really happening here and be transparent and open. And it feels true for me to be real. So, yeah, sorry if you were looking forward to this theme, but let's see how it goes. Okay, let's take a few moments to just feel into how we're feeling right now. So we can close our eyes and take some deep breaths. And we just bring our attention to what is here right now, whatever it is for you. Whether it's physical sensations or emotions. Noticing if there is any thought commentary, just noticing it all just the way it is. And whatever is here is absolutely welcome to be here just the way it is. This is the unique expression of life itself, happening just the way it is. And as we are noticing whatever is here in our experience right now, there is the awareness of it all that sees it, knows it, that has no preference for one experience over another. It is simply aware. And we can bring our attention back to the sensation of sitting on this seat or the feet on the ground, taking some deep breaths into the belly. And when you're ready, we can open our eyes. So maybe I will say a few words on this theme, because perhaps it is also relevant in a way to what is happening now. Just to speak about the misconceptions about what awakening is. So often we assume that when I wake up, then I will be always free from any discomfort or any fear or pain or grief or anything that isn't some kind of blissed out state. And even if there is something uncomfortable happening, I'll somehow be floating in the background, untouched by it. But the reality is that in waking up to our true nature, of course, we do acknowledge our true nature as that is beyond it all, untouched by it all, always aware of the experience, but not in the experience. And for a period, it can be that we have an experience of being a bit detached from our normal experience, our personal experience. And that experience of being detached can feel more like you're identifying with that awareness, which, in comparison to identifying with the small me, the thought me, or the beliefs about me, this does feel detached, or it does feel, it is a identifying with that bigger you, who I really am, that awareness of it all. And yet, at the same time, the mind is also still in there, trying to land in that and trying to make that my identity now. And it's a subtle thing when it, until it's seen. And we tend to land in that for a while because it feels good. It is quite blissful. And we are mostly untouched by uncomfortable things in our lives. We might have an experience of expansion or joy, love. But over some time, and it can happen gradually or suddenly, something changes, and we come down to the ground again. And the mind assumes I've lost it. I need to get back there. But actually, you haven't lost anything. It's just that the experience has changed and the mind now is doing something else, right? The mind now is fixated or busy with or interested in the other thought stories. So instead of being busy with this is my nature now, back here, the mind is now interested in what's going on in the personal life. And so actually nothing has changed in terms of awakening. And once you've recognized that you are that awareness beyond it all, you can't unrecognize that. It's just that the mind plays its games of trying to grasp that, and it can't. So all it can do is play a game of identification and identifying in a nice experience that you're having. But inevitably, that experience will change at some point because every experience changes. And when it does, that awareness that you are is still that. Nothing has changed, just the experience has changed. And that doesn't mean anything about your true identity. And so this is often the confusion, or one of the major confusions with awareness, with awakening and awareness, that somehow it's going to protect me or save me from discomfort. And actually, discomfort, pain, fear, grief, loss, joy, and everything in between can go on. It's just that we realize that it's not happening to me, even though there seems to be the human experience that goes on. And this realizing that it's not happening to me brings a lot of space and freedom without it being an experience of detachment or attachment. So you're not attached to the personal me stories, and you're also not detached into another, like a detached identity. You are just seeing it all, seeing the games of the mind, no matter what they are, no matter where the mind lands, who the mind thinks you are. You see it all as just the games of the mind, experiences coming and going, no matter what they are. Even if they are beautiful, blissful experiences, you see they don't ever mean anything about who you are. You enjoy them while they're here, but you know that they are just passing through, just like any uncomfortable, painful experiences are just passing through. They never mean that you've lost it or that you need to do something to get back there or anything like that. And knowing that nothing in the experience means anything about who I am, this is real freedom. This is the freedom to fully be in life, to be awake in the play of being human, to not escape from it, because there's nothing to escape from or to. It's all happening in who I am. Where would I go? So any trying to escape is just a mind game, also happening in who I am. And so if that's what's happening, okay, that's what's happening. Yeah. So I'll stop there in terms of me speaking, but if there's any questions or anything more anyone wants to share, I will go on for a little bit longer. I don't see any fire coming right here, so we could keep going a little bit longer. No, it's not that close, but there's a lot of smoke when we look out the window, so I just have to be a bit aware of it. Ruth.
Unmani, hello.
Hello.
I have a bit childish question, but in the moment it comes up from your situation. But my mind wants to know this it's not happening to me. Does it mean that you don't have an impulse to fly before the fire catches you? So,
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
That's why I'm staying aware of it.
I feel
Yeah,
this very natural. But when my mind hears this, it's not happening to me. What does it mean in the reality of my life?
yeah, exactly. That's a great question. And this is this question actually, um, it's based on a confusion, which of course the mind will only ever be confused. It can't grasp this,
No.
because, yeah, because the mind just thinks about me and my body and my life.
Yes.
Um, and that's part of being human also. So I would say in my situation now, for example, there are the human feelings of little nervousness, ooh, about the fire, and there are some thoughts that want to come with suggestions, or maybe we should do this, and maybe we should do that, um, and all of that is not happening to me. It's happening in the human experience, but there is a knowing of it, a watching it all. And it's a subtle difference, although it's massive. Um, and it's not just in the words, right? It can sound a bit like I'm playing with words here. It's not. It's There is the human experience and it's fully experienced. But at the same time, I'm not identifying with the Unmani person. I'm watching her and fully experiencing her.
So it's always coming to this paradox,
Yeah.
which the mind cannot grasp.
Yes.
And yeah, this makes emotions of getting furious. I want to look clearly. I want to know it.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a balance, or how are the words to live with this paradox.
Yeah. 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 The mind wants to do it. The
Yeah,
mind wants to.
I only know the way of the mind, money.
Yeah.
Even if I have a glimpse of, it's not of the real me. I have a glimpse perhaps, but it's not, more like very far away, not here now.
Yeah. So then all you can do is, for the mind, is listen to its concerns, yes, thank you. Thank you for telling me your, problems or your worries or your questions or whatever. Um, and there's no solution, and there are no answers, So in a way, it's like talking to a child. Um, the child wants to know, that wants assurances, wants everything to be certain and fixed and known. And in a way, you can use one thought to speak to the other thoughts and to say, thank you, but the answers are not in thought. And that practice for a while can be helpful. Eventually, you have to let go of that one thought also and see that it's all just thought, actually. But for a while, that can be useful.
Say it again, what can be useful? Sorry.
So it's okay. One thought talking to the other thoughts. So in a way, you're like talking to yourself, right? And you say, you're speaking to the mind. Um, there are no answers. I can't know. I don't know. Just to keep acknowledging that I don't know. And the mind will like come with, yeah, but what about this and what about that? And then that thought says, yeah, but There are no answers. It can't be known. It can't be known.
So this question, do I really want to wake up, is also a mind game. It's not answerable because I cannot know what awakening is, and I cannot know what I really want beyond the mind. I cannot know this. And so I cannot ask this question to myself.
This question actually is more about acknowledging the longing.
The longing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's really about that.
Okay.
And acknowledging the longing that, of course, the mind can put words and concepts to that longing, but the longing itself is nothing to do
It's
with.
coming from another energy, the longing. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, and it's that longing that you can follow,
Yeah.
even if the mind doesn't understand it.
In the paradox, you can feel and follow the longing.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
this feels good. Thank you.
yeah. Okay.
Mm. Okay. I wish you luck with the fire situation.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't know your name, but it says on your Zoom PRH. You raised your hand. Would you like to ask something? Ah, there you are. But you're still muted.
Sorry, I was trying to unmute. Well, thanks for hanging in there for our meeting. I do appreciate that. This is I've really enjoyed. This is Nicole, Rose Nicole,
Nicole.
and I've really been. I heard you last Sunday or the last Sunday you spoke, and today, and oh my gosh, it's so so wonderful to hear you speaking about this. I'm in the situation you're describing where I used to feel that equanimity behind everything, and now I'm more identified with the mind.
Mm.
And I do feel really bad about it. Like if I die now, everything I worked my whole life for is like not happening as much. Although there is definitely I something that is known or has been known that is, like, I have to say, it feels eternal and it feels like it's always there, but I can't even put words on it. So I just didn't want you to go away, and I don't really have any particular question other than I really appreciated everything you've said and just bringing us into the moment instead of into our heads where we're thinking we've lost it. Do you have
Yeah.
any other words? I'd really rather listen to you, but I thought you were going to hang up. So.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, well, of course, it's particularly in a situation like this with like I said, that the fires are getting, a bit near. And on my phone there are, all these messages from people in the area, very worried, and the drama is building. Everyone's in their heads, getting
Yeah,
worried. And of course,
scary.
that doesn't help, right? I mean,
Very
obviously, if you need to take action, you take action, but it doesn't help to kind of be like, oh, like in your head. So
scary.
actually, it's the best time to just take a pause, come back to our bodies, our breath, and yeah, which is why also I didn't feel to cancel this meeting today, because it's also nourishing for me to be together and just stop. Yeah.
Thanks. you know, I've been in that situation where the alerts are coming and they're telling you to clear out. And now I'm a little more worried for you and want you to think maybe, you know, if it really gets down to the wire, one should leave because it can change quickly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's still far enough away, but I'm watching it for sure.
Good, good. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
And if you don't want to answer it, that's fine. You know, it, I, it seems like you do have a very clear, you know, a great clarity and can always, you know, speak to us and, you know, draw upon it. What can, and maybe this is a really poor question, so feel free not to answer it, but how did you arrive at that clarity? And is there anything we can do? Like right now, for example, when you were speaking you know, a few minutes ago, I was just trying to be aware of the awareness that's just taking in all the visual. There's something seen. And if my mind is silent, it's just seeing.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Just to
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
notice it?
It is. It's hard to put it into words also, which is in a way it's easier to speak about what it's not.
It's
Because
not the mind. It's, I mean, we're aware, and then our mind is like saying, "Oh, that's a tree" or something, right? But there's just this something seeing it, right? Something is seeing it. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, yeah, yeah. There is the seeing, but it's just that the mind can't grasp that seeing because the mind is being seen. So that's the confusing and frustrating thing with all of this, is that the mind can't get it because all the trying to get it is being seen. You know, it's like the mind
I see that. I
moves
see that.
back.
Like something's watching that, even, right? Something's aware that your mind is saying, "I don't, what do I do?" or "How did you do it?" Something's always aware, right? Always aware of what's happening right this second. And is it a turning back and just being aware of that and noticing that and remembering that?
You can't turn back. That's the thing. Like that's the mind that says, "Oh, I just turn around and have a look at behind me," but the mind can't do that. Um, all the mind can do is say, "I can't do that."
But can the
That's
mind remind you to notice it and
well,
stop and just be aware?
that's what I was saying earlier to Ruth, is that, you know, you can there's a few things you can do. In the end, nothing helps um, to recognize your true nature because that is already. But what you can do for the mind to keep reminding the mind that it can't get it by saying to the mind, you know, you don't know, you can't get it. It's the answers are not known. Um, the other thing you can, in a way, do is bring the attention to the body. You know, anytime the mind is going crazy, getting a bit busy, going around in circles, just bring the attention to the body, to the sensations happening presently. You know, and there you can see quite clearly with the sensation, any sensation, that it's all very simple and not nearly as complicated as what the mind makes it out to be. Um, you know, when we're just noticing, you know, the sensation, any sensation that's happening presently, it's just happening and being felt and being, you know, happening in that knowing and knowing of the sensation. And it's as simple as that.
Do you make an effort to sense your body, or is it just happening automatically, or
Make an effort to what? Sorry?
sense your body?
Sense my body.
Sense it, be like, so I tend to get go out of my body and into my head. I have to really make an effort sometimes to feel sensations in my body.
Yeah, and it happens sometimes. But you know, whether you are more focused on the thoughts or whether you're more focused on sensations, has actually got nothing really to do with awakening. It's more for the human experience. The human, of course, the experience of the human will feel better if you're not so much in the thinking. You're not so much feeding the thinking. If you bring your attention more and more to the sensations, then you will inevitably have an experience that is more present, more calm, or not necessarily calm, but at least more present with what is actually here in simplicity. Yeah, but awakening is seeing that it all is happening in awareness, no matter what. So, in fact, even when you have a busy mind, or even especially when you have a busy mind, it's a great opportunity to see that who you really are is beyond that, is untouched by a busy mind. But you know what? I'm going to leave you with that one now because I feel like I need to just have another check on the situation here.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you very
much. Okay. Yeah, and thank you very much to everyone. And sorry to cut it short. Just to say that next Saturday, I'm doing this one-day intensive on the theme, the power of not having to know, which is kind of related to what we've been speaking about. Yeah, and it's a sliding scale, the price. So go and have a look on my website, you'll see it. So hopefully all being well, I'll see some of you next Saturday. Otherwise, next time our open meeting is on the theme, truth is not always blissful, it is honest. All right, sending you lots of love. Bye.